Many times it's difficult to find, the real creative force behind a given motion picture. But with Cocoon, we have Lily Zanuck, and you actually have been a driving power behind Cocoon from the very beginning, and if you would explain how that came to pass.
I was actively seeking material for the Zanuck Brown Company, material that they may not possibly get in the regular venues and avenues of material. And I found this property, Cocoon, and became very excited about it and continued to develop it along with Dick and David.
Now at this point, you're having to look at materials and scripts that you say somebody else had not really been turned on by.
Right.
So you're looking for what? Nooks and crannies, odd angles nobody's thought of yet, or what?
Well, I'm looking for I'm looking for a good idea.
Yeah.
I'm also looking for something that may have been bypassed because the writing may not have been exceptional, or maybe somebody else didn't think it was a very good idea. Most important, it wasn't what somebody else thought about it, is what I would think about it, and that's why I went into looking for, as I said, unproduced screenplays that had possibly been turned down by everybody.
Was it like a formidable stack of materials to plow through?
Oh yes, I think that I probably went through almost 1,000 pieces of material before I found Cocoon, of not first or so-called first-rate material. Unpublished manuscripts, unproduced screenplays, etc.
Unless you've taken Evelyn Wood's speed reading, how do you digest such a volume of things?
Well, it takes a lot of time, and I happen to have had somebody who did reading with me, whom I shared the burden of the reading with, and that helps a lot.
Okay, now you find something you're excited by. Enthusiasm sometimes is not enough. You've got to sell that enthusiasm. Tell us about that.
Well, I was very excited about the project, and when I exposed Dick and David to it, they became very excited about it right away. And fortunately for the project and for me and for them, what they become excited about means a lot in our community.
How much is writing on this project as far as your own career is concerned? Is this a pretty important step for you?
Well, yes, I would say so. It's in fact my producing debut. I've worked on 4 other pictures for the Zanuck Brown Company, but I haven't received credit, as it were. And so this is important for me, but I think more personally than it is professionally. I'm not too concerned about my career.
So many of us will never
And I have a little job security, being married to the boss.
Well, so many of us either we're not married to the boss or we'll never have a chance to find out what this business is all about. And is it as rough as we hear it is? I mean, people changing their minds from day to day, and you're young and you're attractive, and maybe people don't take you seriously sometimes.
Well, I think that there was probably a period of time when I started working in this business that happened. It may still happen. It's not something that concerns me very much. I take myself and what I do very seriously, and that's what's most important to me. Yes, it probably is a very tough business. I say it probably is because it's something I love doing, and the roadblocks that occasionally appear don't bother me. I take them as part of the process. Maybe from looking out, looking in, it would be very difficult for somebody else.
You've said something before that really sold me on your sharpness, acuity about this project. We were talking about Cocoon. What did you like about it? You didn't say it's science fiction, it's extraterrestrials. What you said was it shows people with choices. Now that's good story sense. But would you explain what you meant by that?
Well, I think that innately when you choose a property, something must appeal to you. I don't read material and choose them and recommend them to Dick and David based on the fact that they fit into a current mold.
Right.
I make those decisions based on what appeals to me. So naturally, a property that would appeal to me has something of me in it. And something that's very important to me is the ability and being in the position to always make a choice. That's not a luxury that we all have, not one that I have. But when we can fantasize for 2 hours about being able to make choices, then that would appeal to me, and it did.
And such a big choice.
Yes.
Will we live forever?
and that's the choice that you saw in the material. I see all of our characters having different choices. I see our otherworldly characters in a position to make decisions and have choices that they didn't have before. And all of the characters are put in a very interesting predicament. I very much like being put in those types of predicaments. I would like to be put in some of the predicaments that the characters are in. So it appealed to me just immediately.
Well, there's certainly ambivalence in the film, but no two ways about it. Lily Zanuck's participation as a creative force behind Cocoon is unmistakable. And we're talking from New York City. I'm John Tibbetts for KZTV5.